Hey guys, so today we are going to be taking a look at 55% Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. So as I mentioned in my summon video, the footage for this video was actually recorded ahead of time, and the commentary is going to be provided post the recording is done. So I'm going to be watching the video with you guys, and I'm going to be making the commentary on like the gameplay itself. But before we do that, I want to go over Gamma 1 and 2. Now, obviously, I do have them rainbowed right now, but the point of this first segment is just to go over what they do. The showcase is going to be 55% full level 1 links. So for Gamma 1, leader skill is Movie Heroes or Artificial Life Forms category key plus 3, HP attack and defense plus 170%. And then he gives the extra 30% boost to stats for characters belonging to the Accelerated Battle or Worthy Rivals category. So pretty good leader skill. I mean, Movie Heroes is probably the best team in the game, and now it's not even close, I don't think. Like, what other team is coming close to Movie Heroes? They've gotten the past, like, 50 million buffs. That Dokkan, like, 7th year anniversary, worldwide celebration, Gamma 1 and 2, JP just got Kid Goku. Like, how many Movie Hero buffs are they going to continue giving us? Like, we haven't even gotten Orange Piccolo or Beast Gohan yet. Think about how ridiculous this team's about to be. Super attack is the Gamma Blaster, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and causes immense damage to the enemy, so he does get the 30% defense on super attack effect, which is very nice. These guys actually don't have active skills, so it's not going to be that hard to go through all their stuff here. Passive skill is Mission of a Superhero. Activates the entrance animation upon entry once only. Very, very good condition, because there is no condition, right? As opposed to a lot of these other Dokkan Fest characters that have these entrance animation conditions. Like, some of them aren't that bad. Like, JP just got one where it's like, you know, as long as you have a Goku on the team with Bardock will activate his entrance animation. But then there's also ones where it's like Majin Vegeta needs a Trunks on the team, which I guess is not that bad now that we have, or we're about to get Vegeta and Trunks into the game, but some of the actives or the entrance animation conditions could actually be a little bit so it's good to see this guy not have any condition at all. 50% attack and guards all attacks for 4 turns from start of turn. Attack and defense plus 150% plus an additional attack plus 100% when performing a super attack. Then he gets an additional attack and defense plus 20% up to 100% and reduces damage received by 10% with each attack received. Damage reduction goes up to 50%. Then he has a 30% chance, a medium chance of performing a critical hit starting from the turn in which the character receives the 5th attack in battle. So he gets a 30% chance to crit after receiving the 5th attack in battle. I don't know why this went away. And then he gives all allies key plus 1, defense plus 30%. So that's not restricted to any kind of category. It's literally just all allies get 1 extra key and 30% defense. That is a very, very nice portion of the passive in case you want to maybe float this guy around, right? You're actually going to be supporting the rest of the rotation with defense and 1 key. Then he has a great chance, a 70% chance of evading unarmed super attacks direct with this character and countering with tremendous power. So he actually does counter, but it's only a 70% chance to counter unarmed super attacks, so specifically unarmed super attacks. So that's like, I guess, what like major boss does like an unarmed super? I guess like Final Form Cooler, Full Power Frieza, like from the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone event. I think the Metal Cooler Army, like the phase 1 of the Metal Cooler Core, does an unarmed super attack as well. So there's a few bosses that do that. And then in terms of links, he has Android Assault, Cold Judgment, Red Ribbon Army, Shocking Speed, Hero of Justice, Signature Pose, and Fierce Battle. So when you take a look at these links, it's very apparent that they're not the greatest, right? Red Ribbon Army, Signature Pose, Hero of Justice, like that's not really what you're looking for in a Dokkan Fest exclusive that's going to be leading a team where you're maybe running 2 of the character. But the fact that they released Gamma 1 and 2 together is actually a way that they alleviated the issue of these links, because as long as you're using them both together where they're meant to be used, they are sharing 6 out of 7 links together. The only link that this guy does not share with Gamma 2 is Cold Judgment, which actually does kind of suck because Cold Judgment gives a lot of extra defense. It's 25% defense at link level 10. So he is missing out on that, but I think he does have some partners he can link up with in slot 2, like a floater. But I think even like this guy's so good that even if you don't have this guy linked up with Gamma 2 and maybe you're just linking him up with like, I don't know, like a Cell character or something, right? Like even with just Fierce Battle active, this guy should be good enough in slot 1, even for like in like the hardest content of the game, like red zone content, cell max. So that's how good I think this character is. Then his categories: movie heroes, artificial life forms, accelerated battle, worthy rivals, androids, special pose, and defenders of justice. Then for Gamma 2, it's kind of similar. We're just going to take a look at him here quickly. His leader skills: movie heroes, androids, or special pose, 170 key 3. And then the 30% additional is accelerated battle or worthy rivals. So he, instead of getting artificial life forms, he gets androids and special pose, which is pretty damn good. This leader skill is pretty sick. It's a triple category 170% leader skill, and then he's giving the extra 30% to 2 categories. So there are 5 different categories mixed into this leader skill. That's pretty crazy. The Gamma Blaster, so super attack, it's literally the same exact thing as the Gamma 1 super attack. It's 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, and does immense damage. Then we have the passive, Proof of a Superhero. Activates the entrance animation upon entry once only. Defense plus 50% and launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. So that's kind of similar to LR Final Form Cooler, and just the way that it's like the mechanic works, because it's a chance to perform an additional super that is tied to the entrance animation buff. So he has that for the first 4 turns. Then he gets attack and defense 150%. He gets an additional attack plus 100% when performing a super attack. Then he gets an additional attack and defense plus 20% up to 100%, and chance of performing a critical hit plus 10% up to 50% with each attack performed. So Gamma 1 wants to get hit to get his buffs. Gamma 2 wants to do attacks, wants to perform attacks to get his buffs. Then he launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack, starting from the turn in which this character performs the 5th attack in battle. So a 70% chance to perform a additional super attack. Well, 70% chance for the additional to become a super attack, which is actually pretty good. It's better that these characters get additional attacks that have a very high chance to become a super attack than just having a chance to do a super attack, because at least the additional normal would give you an increased chance to activate the hidden potential system additional attacks. That's good. Then all allies key +2 and attack +30%. So this guy's giving attack support, whereas Gamma 1 is giving defensive support. But this guy's actually giving an additional key. So he's giving 2 key instead of 1 key. So I think it's pretty clear that even the developers value the defensive support a little bit higher than the attack. Otherwise, I think they would have given the defensive Gamma 1 the key +2. And then this guy has a high chance, a 50% chance of nullifying key blast super attacks directed at this character. So a nullification. If you compare this guy's sort of like final portion of the passive to the Gamma 1. So Gamma 1 has a 70% chance to counter unarmed super attacks. This guy has a 50% chance to nullify key-based supers. You would, I guess, look at those 2 things and say that Gamma 1 has the better effect, right? Because you're not only are you having a higher chance to nullify the attack, but you're also countering and doing damage to the enemy. But in fact, it's very obvious that, like, if you have any experience playing the game, it's very obvious that there are just way more bosses at this point that do key-based supers. So I think Gamma 2's ability here, where he has a 50% chance to just straight up nullify key-based supers, is straight up better. Something else to remember as well is that against enemies that nullify dodging, you actually cannot counter the enemy. So even if you're fighting against an enemy who does a unarmed super, Gamma 1 will not be able to counter those unarmed supers if the boss cancels dodging or nullifies dodging. Whereas with Gamma 2, because this is a nullification and not a counter effect, he actually can still nullify key-based supers against bosses that nullify dodging. So for example, Red Zone Broly, the final phase of Red Zone Broly actually does a key-based super. So does the STR AoE phase. This guy can actually nullify those because they're key-based supers, even though he does nullify dodging, because that's just how the nullification mechanic works. So I definitely do really like that part of this guy's kit a lot. And then the links are the exact same as Gamma 1, except instead of Cold Judgment, this guy has the Innocence. So a bit of extra attack there, which definitely can be pretty solid. I mean, looking at this list of characters, like who are you really linking up with him that has the Innocence? Not that many units. Maybe like a few on this list that maybe you would consider putting on the team with him, but there's really not that much you're really doing with this link here, which is fine. I mean, as long as you're linking him up with the Gamma 1, he's gonna have 6 out of 7 anyway, so it's not really that important. But again, another character that I think even without having Gamma 1 accessible, as long as you have, you know, a character that is a decent slot 1 partner for this guy, he should be able to perform and do his job just fine in slot 2, even with like only 1 or 2 links active. So same categories as well: movie heroes, androids, special pose, accelerated battle, worthy rivals, artificial life forms, and defenders of justice. So there we go, Gamma 1 and 2 breakdown. Let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay here. Remember, the gameplay was recorded previously. I'm just going to be providing the content after the fact. So I guess we'll just go ahead and watch this together here, and I will talk about what's happening. All right, so for the first event here, we're going to be jumping into the Red Zone Super 17 stage. So I just want to quickly show, I think this is the friend I was using who was also full level 1 links here. So here's our team: Gamma 1 and 2, PyCon, Revival Goku, the STR Piccolo from the Cooler movie, and then we're going to be using the AGL Metal Cooler movies, Goku and Vegeta. We also are going to be using the support memory because there's no reason not to, and I don't really think we had any issues with this at all. In fact, let's watch this. That's cool. We got both the entrance animations right away. That's not very very common to get like an actual good rotation early on for me. But okay, this is very good. We got both Gamma 1 and 2 set up right away turn 1. I definitely do think these guys are good enough to the point where even at 55%, you could probably take these guys into like Broly or like, you know, Red Zone Metal Cooler Core, and they'll probably be fine. Like, that's how absurd these guys are. So here we are, turn 1. Defense, that's not bad. Like, what is that? 185, 197 for 1 and 2 respectively there. Remember, they do have to build up. Gamma 1 needs to get built up by taking hits, and then Gamma 2 needs to get built up by performing attacks. So, yeah, and then Gamma 1 is guarding, of course, for the first 4 turns. He's going to be stacking up his damage reduction as well as attacking defenses whenever he gets hit. And then Gamma 2 is going to be able to build up his attack and defense from attacking here. Remember, he can do up to 5. No, he can do up to 4 attacks this first turn because he gets the 2 additional attacks from his passive. And then, I mean, we are only 55%, but he does have the 10% chance to get the additional from the hidden potential system. But we do have 3 different chances to activate that here. So let's see if we get the 4th attack. We actually do. So he does actually end up activating the hidden potential system additional there, which is good. Even though none of those attacks were supers, we still were able to get 4 attacks in this turn, which means that he has 4 out of the 5 stacks that he needs from his passive to be fully built up, which is very good. All right, and then this Goku and Vegeta, I feel like I just become more of a hater on this character whenever I use them. They always end up like losing the fight for me. They definitely don't lose the fight here, but I don't know. Like, this is just like it's a disappointment to me because this is such a cool character and the animations are so good, and it's like I just don't feel like they live up to what they could have been. All right, and then this other rotation doesn't really matter that much, but the one good thing to note about this banner is I actually was able to finally rainbow this STR Piccolo. That's good. So I mean, you take a look at this team right here, and there's really nothing to worry about, right? Like, who on this team is getting you killed? And the answer, the answer is the AGL Goku and Vegeta. That's like probably the most likely unit on the team to get you killed, which is actually insane. I guess PyCon, right? Because if he like doesn't dodge and you don't have his active skill available, he could definitely die as well. But like STR Piccolo's not going to get you killed. None of the Gammas are going to get you killed. Revival Goku's not going to get you killed. So it's between PyCon and then the AGL Goku and Vegeta. But if the AGL Goku and Vegeta do get you at least like 2 supers, then you probably are good to go. It would take like, I don't know, like a super attack from Red Zone Metal Cooler Core or something to kill you from that point. So I don't want to complain too much about them. But here we go with Gamma 1. Let's see what kind of damage we're looking at here. That's not bad. Does get the additional 7. Remember, this is the friend is also full of 1 links at 55%. He's just putting out a 7 million attack stat. This is a defensive character, by the way, who's also supporting. It's like this guy just does, and he's not even fully built up yet. He just does so much. right, so this is going to be our 5th attack that we need to build up the Gamma 2's full passive. So from this point moving forward, we will actually have access to the, I think it's, 50% chance to crit, as well as the 70% chance for the additional attack to become a super. So here we go with Super 17. Again, nothing really too much to worry about. I mean, at least for this fight in particular, the Metal Cooler, Goku, and Vegeta will have type advantage, so we don't have to worry about them here. So yeah, there's not really much this guy can do. Like, what is he going to do? Super Piccolo? Like, this... these characters that we've gotten recently are just like, they're just like this Goku and the Piccolo, like, they're just so strong that going into like these mid-tier red zone fights, like this Super 17 fight, it's just like you actually just cannot die almost. It feels like they're just too strong. But I think for 55% level 1 Link TUR Dokkan Fests, like, this is a solid assessment of them. Like, I do think Gamma 1 and 2 kind of are a bit of an exception, right? Where it's like you could actually bring them into like the toughest events. Like you could bring Gamma 1 and 2 at 55% level 1 Links, I think, into like Metal Cooler Core and Broly and all these, you know, super tough fights. But for the sake of the first showcase, I didn't want to bring them into anything like over the top. So I feel like this is a good testing spot, at least for the first run. The second event we do is a little bit tougher than this, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. All right, so here we go. Look at this. Look at the stat. Look, it's 334,000 defense for both of these guys. Remember, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 both have the 30% defense buff on super attack effects. So depending on how many supers these guys get, like, you're talking about okay, he wasn't even fully built up either. Like, this Gamma 1, after one super attack, is hovering around 500k defense with 50% damage reduction. 55%. Level 1 Links. Like, think about how absurd this is. And that was not even factoring in PyCon's support, because we didn't have PyCon's support when I clicked on their the details, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to see it. So we are easily over 500k defense with both of these units. Don't forget that this Gamma 2, yeah, every time he supers, he's getting an extra 30%. And then keep in mind, if this Super 17 had a key-based super, we could also nullify it with a 50% chance. So yeah, you guys could already tell, even with, you know, how bare bones they are. And by bare bones, I don't mean like they're boring. I just mean like they're both 55% level 1 Links. Like, this is, you pull the character, you Dokkan Awaken them, and like this is what you're looking at. This is pretty insane for how he, like, without pulling any dupes, without Link leveling at all. Like, this is what they are. It's pretty nuts. They can pretty much just carry you through any content. So do we kill this guy here? We might. Let's see. How much HP does he have? I think we're not going to, because Goku didn't get hit first, so he didn't have effective against all types here, and he's not even close to being fully built up. Okay. All right, and these guys jump up to 7.7. Don't forget that Gamma 1 on this rotation is a floater, and he's supporting this rotation, 1 key and 30% defense to all allies here. So again, even as a floater, he's looking pretty solid. Don't forget, this is also, I believe it's turn 5, so this Gamma 1 still has access to his guard. He also hasn't been built up at all. Yeah, he's still guarding. So here is definitely where I think we take out this Super 17. Yeah, 411,000 defense for Gamma 1. You guys understand how absurd that is? So how much defense is he getting, if he's getting for Super? Let me just think about this for a second. What is that, like 100 and like 100, like it's like 135k or something like that per super attack. So he's at like 550k defense after one super here. I think we do get super here from Super 7. How much does this do? I don't even remember this. How much damage do we take here? 68k. We took 68k damage from like a pretty hard hitting red zone. Like, this Super 17 doesn't hit like a feather. Like, his super attacks actually really do hurt. So a type neutral red zone boss hit Gamma 1 for like 68k. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the second fight here, which is against Red Zone Syn, or I guess you could just call him Red Zone Omega Shenron. I think this fight, with how predictable it is, especially with the final phase and the countdown, is not as tough as like the other, I guess, whatever you want to, like the final end game Red Zone fights like Broly or Metal Cooler Core. But this guy could definitely be pretty annoying. We actually... Oh, let's watch this. I think we ended up getting pretty lucky with the locks here. I did end up bringing a Senzu just in case we needed to move around our rotations because of the locking, but I ended up doing this because it lets us have the Goku and Vegeta take some hits from Syn Shenron so we can get their, the morale boost later on. I am going to be floating off Gamma 2 just because I want to get him linked up with one of the Gamma 1s on the other rotation, which we got both of them together, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. All right, so luckily he didn't super us before we got to attack, which means we can build up our defense a little bit here. And then Piccolo's going to be completely fine. And Gamma 2, as long as Gamma 2 is able to get his normals in, like, it's fine. So we know for sure he's at least going to be getting 3 attacks in. So the thing with Gamma 2 is, right, he needs 5 attacks to be able to get his full passive. But you know that unless you kill the enemy, like, with him, right, in the first turn or something, you're going to be getting his full passive in 2 turns, right? Because he's guaranteed 3 super... He's guaranteed at least 3 attacks the first 2 turns he's on rotation, so you know you're going to have his full passive built up by then. Again, granted, you don't just kill the boss. So here we go, double super. I think it is only... Yeah, it's a medium chance to do additionals from the entrance animation buff for the additionals. So that's pretty good. We got 2 stacks there. Here's the 3rd attack. Did not get the hit potential buff there, but that's fine. Alright, and then here we go. We have triple support here. We have double Gamma 1 and Pycon. So this is before we even take any hits. So they're at like 224,000. They're going to get the Pycon support as well here. I'm just praying that... Because here's the thing with this rotation. This is why I'm thinking so much here. There's no way to grab Pycon support and grab the rainbow orb for Pycon, so I have to kind of choose. Do I want the support or the chance to dodge? I just chose the support. I don't think a super from Syn Shenron would do 600k to Pycon, so I think we're probably fine. We can just send Zoo up next turn if we need to, but I'm really hoping that this guy doesn't super Pycon in slot 2. That would just suck. We take a ton of it. We probably take like 400k from that. But we're building up Gamma 1. Pycon's going to come in here. Pycon's actually getting a lot of extra defense from the Gamma 1s. Remember, it's 30% per Gamma 1, so he's getting the 60% from both the Gamma 1s plus his own support. He actually didn't get super, which is very, very lucky for me, so that's good. And then we're going to get this floating Gamma 1 built up a little bit, I think. We're getting attacked, right? Yeah, just once, though. All right. So now we have our rotations fully established here. Again, just really hoping that the middle Goku and Vegeta doesn't get super attacked, which they shouldn't because I don't think this guy supered last turn, so we have a really high chance of getting super right away, which, yeah, well, of course. Of course he supered actually first attack, which kind of sucks for this Rebel Goku, but he's good enough to the point where he doesn't really care about this anyway. We're going to be building up his stats here. 8 million is fine. We're going to be stacking as well. And I think if we get a double super with the AGL Goku and Vegeta here, I'm pretty sure they do get their morale boost on the next time they're on rotation. I think we got hit enough times because that first turn we put them in slot 1 and they were able to take like 5 hits or something like that. So as long as we get an additional super here, we will be good to go for the next turn. And we did. So they should be getting their morale boost the next time they're on rotation. I also don't think we're going to kill this guy this turn. Yeah, we're not. All right, so we're going to get an extra turn on this first phase, which is fine. Whatever. We get an extra turn to build the Gammas. I guess it's fine. And we have Pycon as well. All right, so he locks Gamma 1, which I don't really care, right? I mean, Gamma 2, like, his defense is not the greatest. Actually, I don't even know. Does this guy do a key-based super? I actually don't know. I think it's probably other. There's so much stuff in that super attack animation that's probably just other, right? All right, 6.8 million. We do have the Pycon support kicking in as well. So at this point, we need one more attack after this to get his full passive, which obviously we'll get here. Oh, wait, no, we actually don't get it. We do get the windscreen, though. That's pretty cool. Yeah, because he was at such low HP that we couldn't grab it. All right, pretty, I don't know, uncommon animation. I don't know if I want to call it uncommon. It's just annoying to get. But we do, again, have the Gamma 1 supporting from the floating position there. I think the Revival Goku is fully built up as well. Now that we have the AGL Goku and Vegeta exchanged as well, like, now this is a really insane rotation. This Revival Goku plus the AGL Goku and Vegeta, like, there's not really much content in the game that could really touch this rotation here. Once you have, like, Goku fairly stacked up defense, and you have the Goku and Vegeta morale boost, like, up, like, this is a pretty tough, rotation to really put a dent into, so we're looking pretty good here. Yeah, these guys jump up to 8 million. It's not really crazy good, but they do have a 70% chance to get the additional here. So let's see if they get that. Plus, we are doing guaranteed crits as well because we had 24 key, so... Of course, we don't get an additional. Nice. Thanks. Thank you. 70% chance, huh? Alright. So this Gamma 1, obviously, it's not been built up at all. I don't even think he's gotten hit once. Still have our guard active, of course. Alright, so... Let's go ahead and put Gamma 1 in slot 1. 328k defense and 333k defense. We honestly could put Gamma 2 in slot 1. Not only because we have type advantage, but also because this guy does do a key-based super. So if we did super Gamma 2, we would have a 50% chance to nullify it. Alright, so Gamma 1 is fully built up now. 7.3 million. Very, very nice. So again, I think he's probably around 550,000 defense here with his full damage reduction up as well. So he's not really getting touched here. I really want... Get super, super, super. Okay, how much does it do? What is Gamma 1 taking here? 13,000, huh? Damn. 13,000. Does Super 17 hit harder than the Syn Shenron? I guess he does, right? Because we actually took more damage from the Super 17 super attack than the Syn Shenron. And this is the same conditions, I think, too, right? I think it was Piccolo supporting at the same time. So, I mean, yeah. What do you guys think? Is 13,000 damage received from STR Syn Shenron good for a 55% level 1 Link's TUR? Like, it seems pretty good to me. All right, so I'm going to save... Do I save this? I think I save it. I think I save it just because I want to grab the extra stack with the Revival Goku here. And we are going to grab the PyCon support. So Revival Goku's attack that's going to be pretty high. It's probably going to be over 10 million here, right? He's fully built up and all this stuff. Yeah, 10.5. Effective against all types. So this guy is pretty damn powered up at this point as well. And I think we actually do get the killing blow with the Goku and Vegeta, so we get to see their win screen, which is pretty good as well. 9 million guaranteed crits. Pretty good. And there we go. All right. So now, moving on to Omega. We do have the double defensive support here from the Gamma 1s. 411,000, 370,000. Yeah, this is... I mean, he just can't damage us, right? It's not possible. Like, what is he going to do? All right, so what I actually wanted to do, my initial intention for even running this event in the first place, this stage in the first place, was to try and have Gamma 1 tank Omega's super. I really wanted to try and do that, but the way the turns worked out, we just couldn't line it up properly, so we unfortunately are not going to be able to see that here. But I mean, even just, you know, double-digit normal tanking, even before he supers, is pretty impressive. Because this is, I think, maybe other than Cell Max, actually. And I guess, does the Metal Cooler Core might actually normal for more than this guy. But this guy is one of the hardest-hitting normal attacks in the game. It's Omega Shenron. So, this is still a good showing here for them defensively. And then we have the Gamma 2 doing the super attack stuff. Like, this is just... At this point, you guys pretty much know what to expect here. I don't really have to explain anything else. Like, this is pretty self-explanatory. So the friend actually got the additional, which is very good, but again, we know he's not going to be supering here, so it doesn't really matter that much. And then next turn, I think what I do is, I believe I do use the active skill with the Goku and Vegeta, and I think I just put the Revival Goku in front of the super. Alright, so, yeah, because I don't think we're going to kill this guy here. I did not revive with Goku, so he does not have the chance to crit, right? He's not getting hit first, so his super attack is not going to be super effective against all types. So we're not going to finish him here. I think, do we get the finishing blow with Gamma 2? I don't remember. But we did get the KO screen in the video anyway, so we don't have to get it again. Alright, so here is their additional super. So these guys have actually been doing a lot of damage this turn. Remember, everything they're doing is a guaranteed critical. So definitely fairly solid output here. Alright, and then we have Goku coming in. The good thing about this Goku here is that he is getting hit before he gets hit with a super attack. So we, for sure, are going to be eating this completely fine. I don't even remember how much he does here, but it's not really that bad. Alright, let's see. So there's the countdown, there's the normal attack, and then here is the super. Let's see. Eats it for 211,000. So yeah, it's like, what? A third of our HP almost, or a little bit more than a third of our HP. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the showcase here. We are going to finish him with a Dokkan attack from Gamma 1, I guess. Let me know down below if you guys have summoned on the banner, as well as if you've tried out Gamma 1 and 2 yet. I know this is a bit late. I typically like to get these videos up a bit earlier to when the banner came out, but when the banners come out, sorry for these new characters, but I was not around for the release of this banner, so apologize for that. But the same thing will be true for the Vegeta and Trunks banner. I also will be out of town when that banner comes out, so I'll probably do a similar style recording for that as well, just to get ahead of the link leveling curve for them. But yeah, pretty insane characters. I think Gamma 1 and 2, even at 55% level 1 links, can pretty much dominate the entire game. Even like the super end game red zone stages, they're just insane. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one.